We are recording. Recording's on progress. And now to bring you to the exciting new, what's the name of the show? The Tush Twins.
Tush Twins.
Tush Twins with the T.
Brought to you on MalcolmPresents.com.
Yep.
And I just want to make not a disclaimer, but what I want to tell all the people listening to us, we get by on the social media or marketing. So if you like the show, even if you don't like the show, tell a friend about it. Tell lots of friends. Share it, like, follow. Anyway, welcome, guys.
Welcome, welcome.
Max, give us your opening.
I'll do the opening because we got to open every time because it goes out differently every time. So here we go. Move over Lucy and Ethel, Laverne and Shirley, Thelma and Louise, Betty and Wilma. Here come the Tush Twins. Tush Twins with tales of friendship from Brooklyn and beyond.
With tales, yeah.
Yeah, and she had other tales in her past. And I even have a tale that says Bunny Max somewhere. I don't know where it is. I have something that, or tag. I got a tag.
A name tag, yeah.
So anyway, me, Maxine Faith, and Paula Rose with that kind of costume for the upcoming weekend. Rusti, aka the Redhead, will bring you through their 60 plus years of friendship with levity, drama, joy, and unabashed platonic love, because we have love because we love each other.
And I'm only here to make sure it's a G-rated show.
That's right. It's the Tush Twins +1. So he's our +1. So from Brighton to Coney, New York to the burbs, and out to the whole wide world, we have been through it all, and we will take you through our journey. We know each other so long and so well. Our atomic particles. That's my Boston accent. Particles. Do you have atomic particles? And Boston didn't get.
I packed my car.
Boston didn't get into the World Series, did they?
Good.
It's good if you're a Yankee fan. But anyway, our atomic particles have been joined at the Tush. So
speaking about atomic particles, I'm interested to tell the audience of what you went through the other day and how you can glow in the dark.
I had a fun test yesterday of a nuclear nature. You got to get the ticker checked, and they put radioisotopes into your body so they can see the various heart thingies there, and not a lot of fun, I got to admit. And I don't have the certificate on me, but you get a certificate that says you took this test, and you can't go near. You have to stay away from things that might pick up any kind of traces of isotopes, which would be like in Grand Central Station or places, any bus terminal. They have these things where they check for dirty bombs. And actually, I asked them laughingly, did anyone ever get stopped? And the nurse said, why, yes, one person in all these years got stopped. He was on his way about to enter the Republican convention. And the cops stopped him because he ticked off what the tracer was. And he had I believe she said the certificate wasn't enough because you can fake that, like you can fake a Vax card pretty much. And they had to call the doctor to verify that he wasn't, involved somehow in making some dastardly nuclear bomb. So that's Pinky and the Brain. Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. All right. Well, we're both insane. So how's your face? That's your question of the day. How's your face today? Getting better? Your face is good.
I'm almost back to normal. I just wish the nerve endings would come back.
The question is, were you ever normal?
Never. The phrase Abby normal, like in Young Frankenstein, when they passed the brain and it said Abby normal, it's this one right there. I mean, she's dressed up for,
Halloween.
Halloween's coming. The most that I have is a pumpkin head. I have pumpkins outside.
I'm going to my Halloween party as a senior citizen.
Oh yeah.
You think people will believe it?
I'm not going. I'm not going in. I'm hanging out because I know Sunday there's gonna be kiddies in my house. I got to prep. I'm too exhausted from the weekend wedding last week.
So Rusti, stand back from the camera a little bit and let me see. Let us see your outfit.
Oh my God!
Stand a little further back.
We don't want her to fall down. You know, she's police. Oh my God!
Police.
All right, there she is.
Yeah,
That's her. So she's going to a party on Saturday. If you go into parties, people, make sure you're vaxxed up, okay?
And make sure you don't drink. And make sure you don't drink too much.
Yeah,
I don't drink.
Well, not you. You're the one that pulls them over. You're the cop. Remember?
Right. You got it. You can't have
one of my friends, whose sister or the person's throwing a party, she's in charge of the New York City Police Department of counterterrorism. She teaches the cops all over the country about terrorism and how to stop it. So really? That's why I bought this costume to tell her she's under arrest.
Well, then she would know about my certificate.
Yes, she would.
Your friend is trilling an isotope. Oh my God! You know, it's like, stay away from the babies.
Yeah, you might have to call on her to get your you forget your certificate.
Right, because you know I'll be going to that Republican meeting anytime soon. And if you believe that, there's a bridge in Brooklyn I will sell you, or Manhattan Island for $24. So anyway, so the kiddies come around. I mean, in usual years, this is COVID times, I would usually get between 80 and 100 kids. They would come in droves of, seven groups of 7 or 8 kids in a group. You know, you get 10 of those in like an hour and a half, your candy's wiped out. So last year, because of COVID, it was sad. It was grim.
Had 0 people last year.
You know, we were told, we were trying to make it nice and put, the neighbors, everyone wanted to put the candy on the top of the hill because no one wanted them coming to their house. So we left candy outside and they took 3 bags. I wound up donating the rest of it to the veterans organization that my friend, was nice enough to collect, because everyone had extra candy. There was, I think on Sunday, we're going to get more, we didn't know how much.
It's supposed to be a nice day. It's supposed to be decent. It's supposed to be rainy in the evening.
Yeah, I figured the kiddies might come. The younger ones are going to come early, so we'll see.
Come around 12 here. We get about 60 to 70 kids are normal. And we get a lot of teenagers doing this too. A lot of teenagers coming around trick-or-treating, which to me is, we get a lot of them.
Come on, because
I'm in Sussex County.
It's like a big party, yeah. They used to have, in my neighborhood, well, it was a few miles away, in Toluca Lake. And it was private streets, and a lot of celebrities lived there, like Bob Hope, a few people that worked for Disney, Charles Hayde, not Tony Danza, he lives in my neighborhood. But basically, people would bus kids in there, and the street was full of people, there was no parking to be found, and it was a fun night. Eventually, there's a dead-end street, they had a stage, and they had entertainment.
Well, I'm in the Halloween, near the Halloween capital of the world, Sleepy Hollow. And just try to get to Sleepy Hollow the last 2 weeks of October. We made the big mistake of driving, not last weekend, but the weekend before. You could not get through the streets. Everything is Halloween. Then they have all big to-dos with the hay rides, and it's like huge. It's the hugest, part of the year for them.
I know.
So
my housekeeper and her 3 kids and her husband went last weekend, and they said it was so packed.
Yeah, it
took them 3.5 hours to get home from there, and
the Headless Horseman.
Right, the Headless Horseman, Sleepy Hollow Cemetery, and then further up north they have the Blaze, and we're not talking about the Blaze, we're talking about the Pumpkin Blaze. They have.
Wait, what Blaze do you know?
You want to blaze? That was an expression, right?
Yes.
Oh,
I never heard that.
Pass the Dutchie.
Pass the Dutchie on the left hand side. Dutchie on the left hand side. We know nothing about any of that, right? Okay.
No.
Nah.
I'm a cop. I can't do any of that stuff.
They had, when I first moved to Hollywood, when I moved here from New York to Hollywood.
Hollywood.
The first Halloween that I celebrated, well, not celebrated, but that I was around in Hollywood about 1 o'clock, and I lived about 2 blocks off Hollywood Boulevard. About 1 o'clock, I just heard horns beeping, a constant beeping for 15 minutes. I thought it was a major accident. Little did I know, I went to Hollywood Boulevard. There were all these cars with all the kids inside them in costumes, convertibles, buses, all yelling and celebrating and going down Hollywood Boulevard. Eventually, they closed off Hollywood Boulevard because there was too much vandalism. The windows were broken in stores and things being stolen. But the first two Halloweens in Hollywood were wild.
Well, the down in the village, in I don't know why I'm getting feedback.
An echo.
Yeah, I'm getting an echo. Down in the village, how's this? They have every year they have the Halloween parade, right, Paul?
I used to go with Dennis and my friends almost every year when we lived in the city.
Right, and
in the city.
In the city, that's where you live, in the city. That's the place to be. Avenue. So we celebrated Halloween in Brooklyn. And we were kids. My mom would dress us up. We'd go trick-or-treating.
We used to wear, back then it was colder back then. We used to wear coats over our costumes. You remember that, Max?
We had a winter coat. We had to wear
winter coats over our costumes. It was cold back in them old days.
Yeah,
the good old days.
The good old days before the total insanity. But
Max and I used to go trick-or-treating with costumes for candy till we were in 5th grade.
Right. And then
because we went to the United Nations.
Yes, used to get, I spoke about this on Courtney's show, but we would get the orange UNICEF containers and we would trick or treat for UNICEF. And every year we did that, and we'd go into the buildings, mostly the Ocean Parkway buildings near my house, because we can hit up a lot of people there, right?
Yes.
We went in and we would knock on the door and we'd go, trick or treat for UNICEF. We would try to put like a British accent.
Most times we say United Nations representatives trick or treat for UNICEF.
Right. Good day.
And did you look like
sounds like the producers?
Did you look like a Charles Dickens novel?
No, we actually dressed up nicely in nice clothes.
Yeah.
So we didn't look like we're idiots or stealing money. And every year my father would drive us into the city to deliver the money.
To the UN. It was pretty cool. We would get a pretty decent money, and I was a couple of times I worked for the district in junior high and high school to do it. I was the coordinator, and we got thousands. We would hit thousands. Of all the kids bringing it in, we had a big thing was counting the money. We would count the money.
A lot of pennies, a lot of nickels, dimes.
That was my favorite trick or treat. Money.
Money.
Yeah. We would like.
I mean, the candy, okay, but there's so much candy you can eat. But it's good money. It's an unlimited amount I could get. I made $10, $15 that night.
We would turn that money into the UN.
UNICEF.
Malcolm. We didn't use the money for ourselves.
Well, I did the money from the self because I came from a poor family.
Oh, I'm getting a violin.
I needed the money to buy shoes.
Did you?
No.
Quite not believing this one, Malcolm. No way. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you another story if you believe that one.
If I would believe that, again, I have a bridge in Brooklyn. Yeah. So.
Okay. I have never walked over the Brooklyn Bridge.
Really?
Oh, that's not. Then you're not a New Yorker.
And then I saw this documentary on the Brooklyn side of the Brooklyn Bridge where they had the Brooklyn Bridge Park, and I don't remember that park.
It's newer.
It's newer, and
I've been here 44 years already.
I went to that Well, I did the Many Shades of Green on B-Box Radio in Dumbo, which is where that park is. And
explain what Dumbo is.
Down under the Manhattan Bridge overpass.
Because remember, we have an international audience, so they may not know what Dumbo is.
Dumbo,
as a matter of fact,
again, down under the Manhattan Bridge overpass. Dumbo. Not the elephant. Well, I see an elephant fly. So I would work there at the studio in Dumbo on Pearl Street. And every time I do the show, I would walk from the train to Brooklyn Bridge Park. And I would bring my coffee from Coffee Roasters. I have cups that said we were mugged in Brooklyn.
I got one.
Right, I got you 2 cups.
Yeah.
And I would go to Brooklyn Bridge Park and I would watch this building. The facade of the building had to be kept because there's a landmark. They ripped out the entire inside of that building. And if you go inside, it was like you could hear like echoes if you went, oh, and it would hit back. It was really wild.
Reverb.
So reverb. So this was 3 years worth practically. And then it turns out my son, it was a gold LEED certified building, which means it was a sustainable building. It had everything in it. Was the products that were used were from under 100 miles away. They had non-touch bathroom faucets and non-touch, the water and the toilet. I mean, it was completely beautifully done. And it turns out I'm 3 years watching this building go up. And then it turns out my son winds up working in that building for United Technologies. And it's right overlooking the water, the Brooklyn Bridge, the Manhattan skyline, the Jane's carousels there. Now they have all these eateries and I think they have Anne's, some sort of a show theater, Anne's Theater or something. You remember that? Anne's Theater? Anyway, so all those years later watching it and then actually going into this gorgeous building and seeing what they did with it. And then one day I was going to, I was outside, I don't know, I was meeting Elon, my boy. And who's outside? Adrian Grenier from Entourage. Who happens to be a very, very stringent environmentalist. And he...
let's have him on the show.
I try to get him on. He's one of the founders of the Lonely Whale Foundation. I think I had Ivy Dunn on, who was his partner. I couldn't get him.
Adrian, if you happen to be listening to our show, give us
I have a picture with him. We took a selfie. I spoke to him for about 5-10 minutes before his Uber showed up. And of course, I mean, he's gorgeous. Hey, Miss Policewoman, what's your thing about it? Yeah, baby.
Is he short?
It seems like he's average. He's average. He's not short.
For you, average is 5'5".
No, he's more than 5'5".
Me average is 6 feet.
He's taller than Tom Cruise for sure. Tom Cruise is really small.
But the only famous one that I know that they have the stories about is if people remember Alan Ladd, because supposedly when he did love scenes, Stand on a Box. That was a famous. I think he's about 5'6".
Yeah,
I know. He's taller than that.
No.
And
but anyway, guys,
and adorable, by the way.
Oh, you fell.
Did I mention that before?
Yeah, many times. What does Les have to say about that?
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Like anything would ever happen in 10,000 years.
Anyway, guys, at the beginning of the when we talked about the show, we were supposed to talk about their experiences at Jillys or something about Jillys. Now the show's half over and we haven't mentioned it.
I think the show's more than half over.
I worked at Jillys. Well, quickly, I was a Playboy bunny, and I used to do the Sunday night amateur open mic. I would be MC we put skits on and everything. And Jilly was in the audience. And he asked me if I'd like to become a Jilly girl. I went, what's a Jilly girl? So I went to his place.
I know Jingle Girl, but
Jilly Girl was, you had to be able to dance and sing to be in a Jilly Girl. So you had to do where the Jilly Girls in the middle of waiting tables, you stop, you dance on the tables, you sing, and it's a whole like a Broadway production. So
really? Do I remember that? I know I was there.
Yeah, I had to be a Jilly Girl, and it was fun. And I decided I can make more money at Jilly's than at Playboy. So I went to Jilly's, and Jilly was an amazing man. I miss him with all my heart. Just thinking about him makes me want to cry, missing him. He was very good to me. When I was in a car accident, I hurt my knee, I couldn't dance. He taught me the restaurant business and how to run this place. And cooking, yeah. So that's how I knew I'd become a manager and running a restaurant.
But I'll ask a question, which I have to ask. Wasn't Jilly connected?
Jilly was Frank Sinatra's manager / bodyguard, best friend. Frank had a apartment upstairs with a giant round bed. He used to bring his women.
How do you know?
Because that ended up being my office upstairs when I became a manager, because he was never there. He was, I met Sinatra. I used to go to his concerts a lot for free.
How was he?
Sinatra?
Was he a nice guy? Was he
Sinatra pinched my ass in the back, and I started screaming at him. And I thought that was it. I'm done. And Barbara Marx, who was in the restaurant, comes back there, gives me a hug, and says, "You're the first one ever to do that, to tell him no." And she gave me, and after that, I became very friendly with her. She used to give me tickets to all the shows. This Carnegie Hall farewell or comeback concert I went to, second row center, and it was fun.
Was she married to him?
Yes, Barbara Marx was married to him.
And that's Harpo's widow?
Ex-wife. Yeah, widow or ex-wife. And she was lovely. And Sinatra's secretary, Lucille, was lovely people. But Jilly, yes, it was connected. It was the only place in New York where all the families could go and be safe. So you would have the Colombos, you would have the
Gambinos.
Yeah, I think now the sound just went out.
You lost sound.
You lost sound. I think it was probably the FBI is trying to filter the show. When you hear us, I think she got a smile. You got a new computer, but it still sucks.
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
But you better say something, because
at this point, when
she's not saying anything.
She was at Jilly. She's sorry. Now it's sign language. She was at.
Well, you hear us. I know that. Well, let me give you my Jilly story. I had a client that knew Jilly. He was involved with all the group, and he was in California here. And I used to go up to his office, and he was like a braggart. So he used to, when I would come in the office, he'd make a phone call to Jilly. And he wouldn't tell Jilly that there was someone in the office, and he would start asking questions about where Frank is, what's happening there, Frank, and he would talk about Frank and where he was, whether he was in town, whether he wasn't in town, whether they were going to see each other, and not knowing that I was in the office. He never said anything bad.
Interesting. We're still having a sound issue with the redhead.
Well, that's
don't know why.
Well, we
I told her to unmute. This is what happens on Zoom. We were doing good for a while.
I think we're doing good also.
There'll probably be more Jilly information on the next show.
On the next show.
So it's all good. It's all good.
We only got 6 minutes left. We could fill it in, and we could have.
We can do sign language.
We can have Rusti react. Right, because he could hear us.
I mean, I know that probably at Jillys, I can picture, the guys with the suits. Did they wear suits? Nod. Yeah. Yes, they wore suits.
Well, they had to cover up what they had inside there.
Were they screened? Were they screened for guns? Yes. Okay. This is the best interview ever. This is like 20 questions.
There's a famous Italian restaurant on the Upper East Side. I forget the name, but it was in Spanish Harlem. I think it was like 1st or 2nd Avenue in the hundreds, like 110th Street. And you could never make reservations there. It was always booked, but it was controlled. It was all mafia people. Are you familiar with that at all, Rusti?
Well, first I gotta say that she said that they hid guns in her purse.
They hid guns in your purse?
How would they even? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Crazy. I wish I knew sign language at this point.
Yeah, I know sign language, but we would be thrown off the air. You don't have anything.
Hold on.
You don't have anything that looks like a microphone with a cross in it?
No.
Well, I can get you. I sure know.
From me?
You hear me?
I hear you now.
I hear.
That's because you were on my phone. You called me. Call me back.
Call him back. Call her back.
Call her back. Call me back.
We'll do it via phone. Or nod your head, yeah, yes.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I hear you.
Okay, I'll keep.
Can you make the volume loud and keep it by the...
I'm trying. See how this sounds. Talk. Say something.
I got hello.
Okay. Can you...
It says my...
You didn't mute? You don't have something like video that's muted? No, sometimes in the one of the lower sides of the
lower
thing.
left-hand corner or something.
The lower left, I think.
Lower right.
It might be. No, there'll be a mic, like a little mic with a sign. It just says. It doesn't say you're muted.
No, I have to. No.
I think the FBI came because they don't want you to divulge any information that you might have.
I mean, considering
organized crime.
Jilly was a wonderful person. Yes, they used to hide guns occasionally, but the place has been closed for years and years.
When did it close?
Oh, back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Really, that long ago?
Yeah. 90s.
Well, Jilly just passed. I don't know. I know Jilly passed away, but it wasn't that long ago.
He passed away on his birthday, May 6th.
What year?
What year?
Can't remember. Look it up. I'll say in a minute.
Yeah, it's.
He's Googled.
Google Jilly. Jilly with a Rizzo. Rizzo. I keep thinking of Ratso Rizzo.
92?
Wow.
That long ago? Almost,
that's long. That's
almost 30 years.
Wow.
Yes, we used to have, remember Xenon?
You remember who?
Xenos, the disco.
Zemo's Disco?
Geno's? Dino's. Oh, Dino's Disco, yeah. That was him?
Yeah, I used to go there all the time.
Was that Dean Martin?
Xenos, X-E-N-G, Xenons, X-E-N.
Oh, Xenon.
Xenons, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Dino's. Okay. Never mind.
Never mind.
I don't know how this sound is going to come out, but.
Well, we're going to have it on the show, good or bad.
Are we?
Yep.
Because we're just high in with technology.
We're high in technology.
Yeah.
I'm not going to edit. I'm not going to edit this out. It's funny with you doing mime.
Well, Paul, you're going to have to get your
it'll be
Zoom.
like it'll be a new career for you.
Mime.
You can become a mime.
Shh, shh. We have to be quiet. So if we all talk at the same time, we can't hear the redhead.
You can't hear
okay.
her miming?
Say say goodnight, Gracie, because I think we hit our time.
No, not yet. We still have a minute left.
No, I'm out.
I just can't talk to her alone. You're gonna take Zero Mostel's place. By the way, just for the people out there, she does do bachelor parties. So if you're interested, give us a call at malcolmpresents.com, and she'll give you jail time. She has her handcuffs, and she has her gummy bears, which she's going to be selling. Right?
I lost the phone connection.
Do you have your license yet?
No license yet.
Okay.
Remember Saturday Night Live? Garrett Morris did a segment called for the hearing and news for the hearing impaired.
Oh, yeah.
And now for the news for the hearing impaired. Today, we found out.
I think we have a better show when Rusti is miming. I like it better.
Woo.
With that last words.
It's almost Halloween.
Now our time is up.
The Great Pumpkin will be going over the pumpkin patch on Sunday. So all you kiddies out there, look out. Look for make sure
guys,
you have
do me a favor. Keep out of trouble.
Never.
I mean, with you, I don't know whether you're still going to be glowing.
I will be glowing through tomorrow.
And I don't know about you, whether you're going to do things that one should not do. But no, you're a good girl.
She's a good girl.
I can tell. On that note, guys, have a happy and safe Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween.
Leave your guns at home.
Yeah, no, we don't want any of that. That's for sure. We want a safe Halloween. We don't want any crazy crap going on.
Well, I expect some interesting stories back next Wednesday.
I don't. Well, she'll tell us about the party, and I'll tell you about the kids because I don't want to go out anywhere on Saturday night. I want to stay far away from everything.
Okay, guys, have a happy, safe Halloween.
All right, take care.
And we'll see you next week.
Catch you next time.
And do me a favor, Rusti, find your voice.
Right. Check out why it's not working.
See the powers that be.
Because it worked, and then all of a sudden it dropped. So yeah, I don't know.
The picture is good. You might have to learn sign language for the show. And as they say,
ta-ta, shalom, shalom.
Bye.
Bye.